Let me start by saying that these videos that I've been making about farming the Bighorn and Legendary in the Summit with all 10 directives is pretty much a clickbait. What I mean by that is if you're farming for the Bighorn, the only thing that matters is killing named enemies on Legendary content, period. And when it comes to the directives, they don't really matter when you're farming for the Bighorn for the first time. If you already have the Bighorn, that's when directives will kind of matter, because when you have the Bighorn, it's going to enter your AR exotic loot pool, and that way it can drop as a targeted loot AR. And I know it's kind of confusing what I'm saying, so let me explain it this way. So you are running through Legendary content right now, fighting named enemies. Here's a named enemy. You go and take out the named enemy, and when they drop, the Bighorn is going to have its own drop chance. So here's the Bighorn drop chance, the line item up here, and below it is going to be the whatever the other loot that he drops, and then you'll have the targeted loot that shows up at the bottom of the list. But if it's a targeted loot exotic, it's going to show up at the top of the list. But if you do get a Bighorn and a targeted loot exotic, you're going to see that the Bighorn is going to just say Bighorn across the top, and the exotic underneath it is going to say targeted loot first, and then it's going to show whatever exotic it is. So keep an eye out when I show you the 8 Bighorns that dropped for me in my playthrough yesterday, and I'm almost positive that every single one of them did not say targeted loot then show Bighorn. It just showed straight up the Bighorn. And also the other days when I was helping other people farm for the Bighorn, I never seen it say targeted loot and show Bighorn. They always drop just straight up as the Bighorn. So that's why I say my videos pretty much clickbait when I'm running on the Legendary Summit with 10 directives. I was playing in the Legendary Summit like that with all the directives because it's more fun to watch somebody streaming with all directives. And playing with all the directives is a fun challenge, but 10 out of 10 I wouldn't recommend it solo, and 10 out of 10 I wouldn't recommend it in group play.